girls, coaching and mentoring the young and upcoming soldiers of our noble profession, journalism. The mentors stepped up their engagement through virtual meetings, calls, messaging, and social media to keep the fire burning. Even as the mentors engaged the mentees, let it not be lost that they were also affected by the disease that had affected them, their families, and their work. Even as the pandemic ravaged the globe, there were opportunities that presented themselves for us to continue living and moving forward. We learned about Zoom, Google Meet, WebEx, and webinars. Because of limited physical meetings, we engaged fortnightly on webinars that were diverse and very informative. We had topics such as digital media in the face of COVID-19, holistic digital security, and footprints. We had demanding a seat at the table, ICT opportunities, community radio, US elections in November, among other topics that were very interesting for the girls and all that participated in the webinars. As mentors, we had engagements on the professional and personal level with the mentees. The mentors encouraged, reassured, and supported the girls even as they went through the tough times that we all found ourselves in. We cannot take for granted the support by the US Embassy Nairobi that made this journey successful. They have continued believing in IWAT to steer and coordinate this venture since 2019, when we started with Maseno University. Last year, we worked with girls from Technical University of Mombasa, Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology in Kakamega, Moi University in Eldoret, where we are today, and Masai Mara University in Narok. In total, we were able to engage 40 young girls who are following media and journalism as their main study. Our idea is to encourage these girls to stay in the profession and not move away to other professions within that realm, such as PR and all. We need these girls to be the voices that will speak out to the world on the media platform. We look forward to continuing partnering with you so as to deliver authentic female media professionals for the generations to come. I want to thank all of you for making it here. And I want to say in advance, we are very proud of our girls here from Moi University, who we shall later give a big thank you. Asante sana and welcome to this event.
Thank you, Madam Josephine. That is our chairperson, IWAT Kenya. IWAT as an organization is actually international. We have many other chapters. Those I can remember from the top of my head. We have a chapter in Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Cameroon, India, Nepal, USA, Norway, Sweden, and yeah, those are the ones I can remember. Philippines, yes, in fact our secretariat, our international secretariat is in Philippines. So we are a big organization, and Josephine is the chairperson of the Kenya chapter. I just want to be sure that the embassy are following us, Maxwell. I want to be certain that Hilda can hear us, because she had said at some point she's not hearing us. So we can, we'll move on, and I will now request a representation from the university. I'll call upon Dr. Victoria Kuto from the Department of Publishing, Journalism and Communication Studies to come and give us some remarks. Karibu. Let us appreciate Dr. as she comes. Karibu, Dr. And we appreciate that you found time to be with us. You can sanitize actually. There's a sanitizer here. So anytime you're coming to speak, you can sanitize and then you take the microphone from you. Thank you.
You'll allow me to also lower my mask. Yes, our DVC, Professor Ogechi, Dean, Professor Justus Wamkoya, Josephine, Josephine, at least I can remember Josephine Karani, Nakitare Rachel from IWAT, our colleagues from MOI University, sister, who is our HOD, mentees, and all guests. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning once again. Yes, I'm honored to stand before you here as a member of the Department of Publishing, Journalism, and Communication Studies. I'm a lecturer of Communication Studies, and I also teach the students taking PR and other courses in Communication Studies. So I want to appreciate IWAT for taking the young girls through a mentorship program. I also engage outside in the university in a program, an international movement called Seroptimist International, and it's a global voice for women and girls in disadvantaged situations. I'm the incoming, or what you call president-elect for Kenya country. And our international president, who is based in Canada, Sharon Fisher, has girl mentorship program at heart. And Eldoret chapter, or Eldoret club, where I belong, got an accolade for the best mentorship program, which has been taking place a lot at Lugari. I'll tell you more about it later. So why I'm giving you that little story is because mentorship is really the way to go. All professionals, men should go and hold the hand of boys, prof. Ladies, hold the girls' hands from your village, from wherever you are. As a lecturer, I should be able to at least have a few people who look up to me and I deliver on it. So IWAT, you're doing a great job. Girls, you have the greatest opportunities, the greatest opportunity in this program to make the best of your lives and also look forward to mentoring others, okay? Usikufe nayo, this is something great for you. And we are really proud of you. And we hope to continue to work with IWAT. Thank you very much, Chairman Rachel, and Chairman Josephine, and Rachel, for allowing me to say something. So mine is just to say I'm grateful, and we will continue to support. Thank you.
Thank you, Daktari. Let us appreciate Daktari a little more. As we talk of female journalist mentorship, and we see a woman stand up here and talk about so much accomplishment, including being the chair or the leader of an international organization, we must be able to feel very, very proud of Daktari. Thank you very much, Daktari. We appreciate your time. These girls have been wonderful girls. We really, really love you girls, and you've been very good in this journey. Professor Justus Wamkoya, I want to invite you to come and talk to us, and as I invite you, I want to assure you that these girls have stood out. In fact, actually, this is the first time all the 10 girls are attending the graduation from the time we started. So we really, really appreciate this commitment. We appreciate the commitment of your department and your leadership, even allowing us to be able to work with them. Karibu.
Thank you. The organizers of this meeting, the chairperson of IWAT, DVC, Professor Ogech, who is also representing the Vice Chancellor, all our colleagues from IWAT, our colleagues from MOI University, the mentors and the mentees, good morning. I will actually be very brief. Mine is to say thank you very much, IWAT, for giving MOI University and in particular our students from the School of Information Sciences to be part of this mentorship program. I am very happy that we are going the extra mile to give our students more skills over and above what we teach them in class. As a school, we are very supportive of this program. I have been working in the background with Sister Nabushao, ensuring that everything that we need to do at the school level, we've been able to do it. And I'm very proud that what we started a year ago is bearing fruit. I worked in the media in those very early years in the 1970s. I worked at KBC for a short while after university, and then of course moved on. But things have changed a lot. And I think whereas at that particular time, I think we did a lot of things to teach ourselves on how to survive in the media. Now it is important that the media has taken on new dimensions, and we need to constantly empower those in the media. I think there's an echo.
Maxwell, I think you need to move it on the screen because it's giving an echo. I think what they're showing us is what we're streaming.
Yes, okay.
So once it appears on the screen,
All right.
there's a delay.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll just come on when people come on. Thank you.
That's fine. Yeah, so I really want to take this opportunity to appreciate the work that IWAT is doing, and I hope that other than these girls who are graduating today, we will continue to be part of this program in the days to come. And I can promise you that as a school, we'll give you all the support. I do want to appreciate, of course, all the mentors who have done their bit to get to this point where the girls are graduating, and also, of course, to encourage the girls that they have been given new skills, and they will now need to put this into practice as they continue to complete their academic programs, and when they go out in the field, they will be able to utilize some of these skills. Thank you very much, and I also want to finish by thanking our colleagues in the school. I know that all our colleagues have been very committed to nurturing talent and skills in these girls, and all our students, of course, and that we shall continue to do so. So mine is simply to say that I think we shall work with IWAT and provide any support that is needed. And therefore, I thank you very much, and to say congratulations to the girls, because I've been told you did very well. You are all very committed. Thank you very much, and I'm sure these skills will be very useful. So thank you, and congratulations in advance as you graduate today. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Omkoya. Let's appreciate Professor again. So you can see Professor was there before us in KBC, so even as we speak, he knows the trade even better than we do. He's an old hand. So you're actually being mentored by the professionals, even in school. I'll want to, before I invite the DVC to come and speak, DVC, this program or the mentors that we have are all members of IWAT, but they are drawn from different media houses. You only see 4 or 6 of us here, but actually we have representation from KBC, from Nation Media, from Citizen, that is Royal Media, from KTN, from Africa Conservation Center, and from Journalists for Human Rights. Some of them are not here, but I will just quickly, I know they will come to speak, but just before you speak, I'd want you to know, because of course you know all the MOI family, but I'd want you, the mentors, to quickly just come and give a very quick introduction, who you are, just your name and who you work for, before the DVC can give his address. Maybe move close. Let's all stand here so that we don't take long moving. When one finishes the introduction, the other one is ready to take it up. I've cut it in the program. I'm sure you don't see it in the program, but I just want to be sure that the DVC knows who he's speaking to in here.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Josephine Wareta. I work for Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. I'm based in the regional office, Kisumu, and I cover the 14 Lake Region counties. Thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Lucy Kilalo. I'm an editor with Taifa Leo newspaper based in Nairobi. Thank you.
Hi everyone. My name is Florence Gishoya. I've been a journalist for 10 years and currently I'm in charge of digital communications for African Conservation Center.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Marcin Joroge. I work at Daily Nation, and that is Nation Media Group, as a gender sub-editor.
Good morning once again. I wear many hats. I work for the Parliament of Kenya. I'm the head of the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit.
You see, I even forgotten that our chair is the head of Parliamentary Broadcasting. When I mentioned the institutions, I didn't mention Parliament. Yeah, so the others are not here, the other organizations I talked about. And I did that because specifically one of the mentors, Judy Kaberia, who works for Journalists for Human Rights, requested that as we speak to you, sir, we let you know that the Journalists for Human Rights is working with universities to train the lecturers and the students on issues of human rights. We say we consider this one of the products of the networking or the mentorship. So she said they're working with universities. It is important that at least the profession, and the best way to do that is first to train or sensitize the lecturers. And once the lecturers are sensitized, then now we can scale it down to the students. So maybe that is something I would want you to respond to in terms of are they able as an organization to work with more university to train the lecturers and also to train the students on issues of human rights. Like I said earlier, we are joined, of course you're not seeing it on the screen, but we are joined by officials from the US Embassy. We have Mr. Eric Watnick, the Public Affairs Counselor. We have Madam Emily Fatik, the Press Attaché at the Embassy, and we have Madam Hilda Nahwanga, who is the Information Officer at the Embassy. They are following us virtually on the Zoom, and of course when it comes to their time to speak. So I'll want to take this opportunity to invite the VC and also the DVC and also request, sir, that you stay with us up to the end because the certificates will be given at the end and we'll request you to do us the honors of giving out the certificates. Oh, okay. I've been reminded that I've not, no, come, Prof, that I've not introduced myself, sorry. My name is Rachel Negitare, of course, for purposes of the meeting, from IWAT, Kenya. but I work for the public broadcaster, KBC. I'm the Assistant Television Programs Manager.
A round of applause for Nakitare. A round of applause, please. If the program still remains and the speakers remain as as they were listed earlier, there should be a keynote speaker called Eric. Yeah, indeed, is Eric Nidler. Watney now. The Church Affairs and Interim U.S. Ambassador, that's how the program said. We have Madam Josephine Karani, the chairperson, IWAT. Yeah. Our other colleagues from the embassy, there is Fatik, there is Nahwanga. The Dean, School of Information Sciences, Prince Professor Justus Wamkoya, Professor Daniel Rotich, Dean Emeritus, School of Information Sciences, the chairperson, Department of Publishing, Journalism and Communication Studies, Sister Dr. Justin Nabushawo, our mentors, the four of them who are present, and others who are watching us virtually. The mentees, I'm told 10 here and 30 elsewhere, and therefore our sister universities that participated in this program, distinguished invited guests, other colleagues from the School of Information Sciences, Bengay, Boteo, and Victoria. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, the first thing I want to do is to say who exactly I am, because the structure at MOI University is not the way it is in other universities. In other universities, you'll have a deputy vice chancellor in charge of academics affairs, or in charge of academic and student affairs. But University of Nairobi and MOI University are unique in the sense that academics affairs is on its throne and student affairs is on its throne. I am in charge of student affairs. There is a colleague of mine who deals with academic affairs and therefore the curriculum that students go through. But where the rubber hits the road, then I'm in charge. Because if you prepare a nice curriculum and there are no people to be taken through, then you have no business being there. So it gives me lots of pleasure to be here to give some remarks during the closing event, and which I've this morning learned that is actually a graduation ceremony for the year-long Female Journalists Mentorship Program, a program that the MOI University Department of Publishing, Journalism and Communication ran in partnership. Ideally, it was actually run by IWAT Kenya chapter and the other partners, and prominently being the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi, the Media Council of Kenya, and particularly the mentors who came from various institutions who have taken us through, who have taken our students through the program. Let me begin by registering the sincere apology of the Vice Chancellor of MOI University, Professor Isaac Sangakos Gay. As the academic and administrative head of the institution, he very much wanted to be here today. The Vice Chancellor is in charge of academics, the Vice Chancellor is in charge of administration. In fact, he is a super dean, he's a super academic dean in an institution. So that when we are talking about a ceremony like this, he would very much have wanted to be here, and I want to let you know that indeed until 5 p.m. yesterday, when he finished chairing the University Management Board, he was planning to be here this morning. Are those other mentors coming in? or mentees coming in. So, but by 5 p.m., a very serious issue cropped up, which made it impossible for him to be here today, and he thus requested me to represent him here. And therefore, I kindly request you to accept his sincere apology. Our partners, our collaborators, and indeed the students who have done us proud, please accept the Vice Chancellor's apology, because he does recognize and acknowledge the very crucial contribution that the Department of Publishing, Journalism, Communication is doing or is making towards the realization of the university's core mandate of teaching and training manpower for the country and the entire globe. Colleagues, as I stand here, and as I said that I was asked last evening to come here and speak on behalf of the Vice Chancellor, of course, not that I was given anything specific to talk about, but I'm pleased to note that the 10 mentees that we have here, female mentees whose program is closing today, went through a very successful one-year program in journalism with their counterparts from 3 other universities, and this morning it has been made clear that they were actually 10 and therefore 40. And very happy because we have been told about what they went through during the COVID period, the last 12 months. Let me start by congratulating those who delivered or who did the mentorship and the mentees for cooperating to have this program come out successfully. During the COVID period, I was also a student, and I know how tough the program can be because we were getting into the new normal. Nobody had gone through this. So that the Zoom that we are talking about, all the webinars, a program that usually takes 6 weeks, took us 12 weeks, and we were always kept on toes. I'm talking about a program I did with the Kenya School of Government. Took us 12 weeks, and since most of us, or anyway, all of us who are mature students, it was tough because what I know is that when you are, unlike the in-person learning, the online program, or the one that you went through, entails that at all times you have to be on your toes, you have to do a lot of research, you have to do a lot of reading. And I hope during the webinars you actually took them. The fact that they are here today is testimony that they must have remained on toes all through. And IWAT and our colleague mentors, I want to tell you that MOI University students have always done it right. If those of you who came from Parliament, I want to tell you that the Director General is also an alumnus of this school, if you didn't know. Mr. Nyandire, whom I taught in high school, I taught him Form 1 when I was doing my teaching practice, went through the School of Information Sciences, and quite a number of the people you see working for the members of Parliament there are our students, and quite a number of them went through this program. From KBC, quite a number of our students. In fact, the most recent that I know of, the television, also went through this school through when we had part of the program at the School of Human Resource. Purity Museo was your student, Buteo, isn't it? She was a student here. So ideally, we are in all fields, and we try as much as possible to do it right, so that even these students who were here with you in the last 1 year, I'm sure they represented MOI University well. And as I said earlier, the Vice Chancellor would have very much wanted to be here, because the truth of the matter is, whenever we are talking about a program where MOI University students have succeeded, and whenever we are invited to do anything, we are sure we are not going there to be told that, your students were there, but somehow we are not very sure they did very well, but anyway, they have graduated. Usually we know that we are being given good stories about their contribution wherever they were. We are happy because there is no gainsaying the fact that journalism is a very, very important profession in our lives. If we walk down memory lane, and even what goes on not long ago and even presently, you'll notice that journalism can build if it's used well and practiced well, and that means that those ones who have gone through the program have been trained well and mentored, or there can be destruction arising out of journalism if it's not well used. I spent some time doing my PhD in Germany, and part of the history that I learned is that Adolf Hitler, I know the mentees may not know Adolf Hitler unless you did history. At one point, that was a Bundeskanzler. And when Germany got into the war, the World War, the war was sustained because at one point journalism was used badly. What happened is that radio, which was the main means of communication at that time, was used to pass wrong messages, where people were being told, you know, we are winning the war. Please keep on in the war effort. Keep on in the war effort. Until things were not working, and of course, things crumbled and they lost. Anyway, closer home here, you heard of the genocide in Rwanda. What happened is that at one point, somebody also misused the radio. If you misuse it, and if we are not well trained, and we are not professional, we don't practice professional ethics in our field, then there is a possibility that we'll destroy the whole world. But colleagues, that does not mean this is anything wrong. It's very, very important. When used very, very well, believe you me, you transform society. You transform society. Let me just give you one example. And it's just related to what we do in education. For a long time before this business of digital technology came in, the internet and the like, when we went to school, during our days, and when KBC was the only station, it was Voice of Kenya, we knew about what was happening through journalists. They are the ones who organized things for us. They gave us the informed society. During our days, for example, we had the Educational Media Service. They prepared their programs at the Kenya Institute of Education those days, but then everything went through the Voice of Kenya, and we learned a lot. Even people from the remotest parts of the country were able to get what was expected of them. So journalism, well used, even at the moment, of course, some people may want to call it old media and the like. I mean, when you're talking about radio and TV, but believe you me, at the end of the day, I like the way they're also integrating all these other things. These days that you are watching TV, but at the end of the day, they'll tell you there is Twitter, there is all these things, SMS messages, call-ins and the like, and the integration that goes on so that at the end of the day, we have a lot of information that is coming to us. This is what we are happy that we have gone through, that the training that our students have gone through has been very powerful. But good journalism, therefore, requires that we not only get classroom lessons, but we also get mentorship. And that goes very well, it blends very well with the philosophy of MOI University. Our friends from the embassy, our friends from IWAT, our friends from various institutions, the philosophy of MOI University is putting knowledge to work. It's putting knowledge to work. It's not just reading and then just getting out of it. Rather, we are talking about putting knowledge to work. And you can only put knowledge to work if we have an integration in our training between theory and practice. And the best way of putting theory and practice is through working with partners in the industry and through the mentorship program that we have seen here today. And that's why we are happy about the School of Information Sciences, our journalism program, because you have ensured that you have lived to the dream of the founders of Moi University. As a second university in Kenya, when the second president appointed the McKay Commission, they went around and came up with a philosophy. Moi University was supposed to be a university of science and technology. And science and technology means, in people's mind, you are talking about engineering, you are talking about medicine, you are talking about all these things. But they were very clear. They recognize information sciences and journalism. When you look at the schools that are listed, only 2 schools did not look like science and technology of those days. It is the School of Information Sciences and a small component that was supposed to be called the School of Sociocultural and Development Studies. But colleagues, we want to tell you this. We are happy that the School of Information Sciences and the Department of Publishing, Communication and Journalism has lived to the dream of Moi University of ensuring that at all times when you train, ensure that you train with the practitioners so that you get the best out of it. And when it comes to journalism, we are happy that our mentors, I'm now talking the mentees, that you spent a whole year with our mentors, and you must have learned a lot about what goes on in the industry, how to present yourselves in the industry, how to ensure that you remain relevant, how to ensure that the ethics and the values that we cherish as a country and as a university are observed. What we know is that truth is one of the cardinal pillars of media wisdom. And this has been reiterated and prominently so by those who have done research in journalism. For example, in 2006, a prominent Kenyan scholar who passed on a while ago, the late Professor Ali Mazrui. There are 2 Mazruis. There is Alamin, who is a linguist, and Ali Mazrui, a political scientist. So Ali Mazrui, while giving his keynote address at the 6th Biennial Conference of Africa Broadcasting, Africast, in 2006, at Abuja in Nigeria, he said the following: that the pursuit of truth includes a readiness to blow the whistle when things are going either in your either in your society or among your neighbors. In his speech, he had gone through so many issues, and that's why he's saying, we have mentioned earlier the increased readiness of the press in Africa to expose corruption in high places. But the African press should also be ready to tackle even higher crimes and misdemeanors, both within our countries and elsewhere in Africa. The African press has been much slower than the Western press in blowing the whistle about ethnic cleansing in Darfur or the atrocities of the Lord's Resistance Army in northern Uganda or endless civil wars in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. That's the end of the quote. In other words, he was trying to talk about exposing the truth, but exposing it responsibly. Mentees, you can only do this if your hands have been held. And that's what the mentors have done. And that's what our partners have done. And that's why we are thanking them most sincerely for holding the hands of our girls. I'm so happy because for those of you who don't know, I'm related to this school. But in the course of being related to this school, I'm also related to these people. Because in our family, we only have 2 ladies. We have 2 girls. I'm so proud of girls. And when I went to school, they told me, educate a woman and we'll have educated the entire society. Because you see, the multiple effect of training a woman, okay, are more than when you train what? Man, there's no secret about it. Usually, we as men may not do as much in trying to cascade whatever we have learned to other people compared to what the women do. So we want to thank those of you who have been. Kenya is going to shine. The entire world is going to shine because we are going to talk about good and responsible. I came to represent the Vice Chancellor, but I also want to let you know that when it comes to doing good things and working with the good people, we are always ready. For the American Embassy, for example, we want to thank them because we have been working with them closely. You go to our Nairobi campus, we have what they call the American Corner. Through the American Corner, we have a lot of information that is coming to our students and our staff and any other people around Nairobi on the opportunities in education that exist in the US and how to get there. At MOI University, we have the support that comes in very many fields from the Americans. We have so many people who have trained in American universities, people who have been supported by various foundations. And lately, last year for the School of Information Sciences, we had colleagues, some professors who were around last year and took our students, I think in the same department, all that was communication, through a lot of training. And the report that we received as university management was very encouraging. So we want to thank you most sincerely, the American Embassy in Nairobi, for the support that you are giving us. Our mentors, we want to thank you most sincerely for the support that you gave us. IWAT, please keep it up. Please continue mentoring our people. And the ladies, very important. I think last week we were looking at the statistics that the Vice Chancellor was presenting to the University Council. We are as good as even. Actually, the difference between men and women at the university at the moment is just about 2,000 out of 39,000 students, which means that we are almost getting even. Now, there was this request about the body that is called Journalists for Human Rights by Kaberia, where you are saying you want to partner with the university on issues of human rights to get the lecturers trained, so that from the lecturers it gets to the students, and from the students it gets to society. If there was anybody that was ready to talk about this, it's one Ogechi. Ogechi is actually one of my areas. When they call me a professor, one of the areas that I profess, I do African linguistics, and to be precise, contact linguistics. But if there is anything that I like, it's linguistic human rights. That is what I like. But I'll pass the message, but please, even before the Vice Chancellor writes to you formally, I want to tell you that you expect a positive response from the Vice Chancellor. The university wants to partner. The university wants to partner with all bodies that are known for doing it right, because as I said, our policy is putting knowledge to work. We want to partner, we shall partner with you. Please pass our message in advance on behalf of the Vice Chancellor. As I take back the report to him, is that the university will be ready to partner with you, and that all we need to do is just pass it in writing, and believe me, the university management will pass it. We'll be ready to sign. We just have a write-up. We do it formally, and we get into business. Otherwise, once again, may I take this early opportunity to congratulate the mentees for having gone through the program. We hope and we are optimistic that you are now well-baked to go out as journalists. We once again want to thank IWAT, we want to thank KBC, we want to thank our mentors, we want to thank our colleagues, most sincerely, the Dean Emeritus, the faculty in the school, for everything that you have done to ensure that the people we produce, the human resource.
Let us appreciate Professor once more. A little more, he's given us so many good words. Here, and so we are happy to listen to you. I don't want to go into too much introduction, just in case technology flips again. But now that you're on, it's my singular privilege and honor to introduce our sponsor, who, if it wasn't for the American Embassy, this program would not have been possible. They are following us. We work day to day with Hilda Nakwanga, and constantly in touch with the press attaché, Emily Fatik, and we really appreciate your support as the head of the Public Affairs Department, Mr. Eric Watnick. So if you hear me, Mr. Watnick, it is your chance now to speak to us. We will be following you on the big screen, and once you are through with the address, we will allow the students, the teachers, and even the mentors to ask the questions. I think what we'll do is we'll take a first bunch of questions, have you respond, and then take the next if we'll have more. Mr. Eric Watnick, if you can hear me, you can go ahead. Max, are you able to project on the screen? I hope he hasn't started because we are not seeing yet. Okay. There we go.
Vice Chancellor, Professor Nathan Akechi, Professor Administrator Brown from MOI University, International Association of Women in Radio and Television. Gentlemen, of course, most important today, ladies, with all protocols observed, good morning. My name is Eric Watnick, and I'm Counselor for Public Affairs at the U.S. Embassy. And it's my pleasure today, in the name of Eric Mentor, our Chargé d'Affaires, and all of us at the U.S. Embassy, to join you today for the graduation of this third cohort of the Mentorship Program for Female Journalist Students. This program, as you know, is funded by the U.S. Embassy in Nairobi and coordinated with our good partners, the International Association of Women in Radio and Television. One University Eldoret is part of the 4 public universities partnering with us in this program. The other universities are Masai Mara University in Narok, Technical University in Mombasa, and Masai University in Kakamega. I'm disappointed today because of COVID-19 restrictions. I'm not able to come there and be with you in person. I would really like to be there. But the rules are such with the embassy that we actually are limited in how much we can travel. And in fact, I'm at home today because we're only allowing one person in the office at a time, so I'm not even allowed in my office. But I'd like to congratulate you and the mentees from Masai University in Narok, graduated on Wednesday, January 27th, from the Technical University of Mombasa, last Friday. And in advance, Cindy University, I can't say that word, University in Kakamega, who are graduating on Thursday. The FEED Journalist Student Mentorship Program officially started in September 2017 with a grant of less than $14,000 and a cohort of 8 female journalist students, University of Nairobi. From there, we expanded our second cohort to 12 students in the same University in Kisumu. And today, we celebrate the graduation of the third and largest cohort positions in the industry. A stable media must not just represent, but include and reflect all members of society. Women producers, consumers, and reporters of news in all fields in Kenya, print, broadcast, and digital media must include their voices at all levels. This grant is not only the initiative of the U.S. Embassy to support Kenya. I'm sorry, my phone just did something weird. We're in the second year of the Kenya Editors Guild to help Kenyan media be unbiased, accurate, and impartial. Over the last 2 years, we've provided 37 million shillings to the Kenya Field Press Freedom Initiative to expand freedom and independence in Kenya and to improve the professionalism of journalists, editors, producers, and all who investigate and report the news in Kenya. We're proud that our report has made dozens of workshops and trainings by media professionals, investigative and ethical journalism across Kenya follows, and has brought U.S. journalists to Kenya journalists to share experience, and has supported the publication of the Kenya Journalism Review. This grant is also helping the Guild bring media, civil society, and government together to help all meet the same objective, a free and independent media, and a sustainable one. This past year, the Embassy also partnered with the Kenya Community Support Center on a new grant to build the skills of young community radio producers on the coast to effectively cover stories on bioextremism and recruit within their communities while expanding the reach of their programs. In media and in all public spheres, we need female voices and perspectives. Voices in the press should reflect the diverse population they serve. We must have equal representation in the telling and the most important stories of the day. Society is built on good governance, strong civil society, and an open and free media are more prosperous, stable, and secure. A free and open society anchored in ethical and balanced media coverage that promotes accountability and sparks public debate. All Kenyans, in fact all people everywhere, deserve access to thorough, accurate, timely, and impartial reporting that is the bedrock of a healthy nation. The United States will continue to support every possible effort to empower the media in Kenya to engage, enlighten, and inform your publics. Mentorship is a proven and powerful tool to support young people to be successful, and through the hard work of both mentors and mentees, we have seen results in real professional and personal growth for all of you. Some of the mentees have written articles that have been published by the top news dailies. Some have created content for their own blogs and YouTube channels, while some have participated in internships at media houses and learned firsthand about the art of television production. To the mentees, your graduation today should not be the end of your relationship with your mentors, but an opportunity to develop an even deeper bond now and in the future when you start working in different media houses. This is also your opportunity to pay it forward by mentoring other upcoming female journalists so that you too can continue this ripple effect. This program would not have been complete without the wealth of experience from the 14 mentors who have helped shape you as young journalists professionally and personally. We recognize that you have busy day jobs, and your commitment to help mold the next generation of female journalists despite the demands of your own careers is really admirable. We thank you. We also appreciate the leadership of the 4 universities for partnering with the International Association of Women in Radio and Television to make this program a success. I'd like to also thank our coordinators of this mentorship program, Josephine Karini and Rachel Nakitari. We thank you once again for your tremendous role in facilitating these important mentorships and being an important and excellent partner to the U.S. Embassy. I'd like to tell you personally that I very much believe in and support mentorship. I am a mentor of at least a couple of other colleagues in the State Department and have been helped to where I am today by the great work of many mentors who have helped me along the way. Mentorship is truly part of American culture, and it's the reason the United States Embassy wants to spread this here in Nairobi as well. We believe that the advice and help from people who have come before you is something that will help you become a success. So once again, congratulations to everyone who has made this cohort number 3 a success. Thank you very much, and I look forward to our conversation now. Rachel, back to you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Watnick. We heard you loud and clear, and we are able to see you on the screen. We appreciate that you could find time to join us. Since we knew that if you are here, we'd have asked you many more questions, but since you're not able to be here, we'll just ask the participants in the room who have questions to ask, to pose some questions. Maybe we will take, let's see with a show of hands, how many of us have questions? Just raise your hands, those of us with questions, please. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's have those 3 first. Please come and ask your questions. We'll take all the 3 at a go, and then we'll have him answer, and if we have another, then we'll take a second round. Please come to the podium. So introduce yourself first, full names, and then you can ask the question. Just come and stand here so that when she finishes, you ask.
My name is Lois, an outgoing mentee, and
maybe remove your mask so that we can hear you.
My name is Lois, an outgoing mentee, and I have a question to Mr. Watnick about how your government, the US government, is going to adopt the, we are from a pandemic, and every government is trying to bring the vaccine to its people. And in Kenya, we only know that we ordered the vaccine through the African Union Initiative. And so, Mr. Watnick, how is the US government going to adopt the vaccine? We heard of something called budget reconciliation. Can you talk about it?
I'm sorry, I'm not hearing. Rachel, can you type the question quickly for me?
She's asking, there's something called budget reconciliation, considering what the pandemic has done and how we have to deal with it. How is the US government planning to go about the budget reconciliation to accommodate the vaccinations?
Okay. Do you want me to answer this one, go on to the next one, or do you want to ask all of the questions first?
Yes, go ahead. Ask the question.
Okay, my name is Beryl Aki. I'm also an outgoing mentee. I have 2 questions. The first one is, we've watched the US election and we've seen Kamala Harris elected as the first female vice president, something that we've not seen before. So as a country, do you think we'll have that opportunity for a female to lead us as Kenyans? And then the second question is, we would like opportunities outside the country when we finish our 4-year course in MOI University. So are there opportunities for internships or even to do our masters outside the country in the US? Thanks.
Good morning. My name is Cynthia Ainga. I'm also an outgoing mentee. And my question is actually related to what Beryl Akinyi has asked. I am also feeling proud of the success of Vice President Kamala Harris. And I'm just asking, due to her success, is there an uproar maybe in the US of the women of color because of what happened, or how has it been for them? How do they feel, and what effect will it make even in the future?
I think you can take those, and then we'll take the next lot.
Great, wonderful questions. I would expect more or less from young journalists, so I'm thrilled that you are asking such interesting questions. I'm not sure that I'm the best person to answer all of them, because as you can tell, I'm neither a woman nor a woman of color. I would do the very best I can to help you understand what's happening a little bit in my country, and I'm thrilled that it is making such a splash in other countries as it has in the United States. But let me try and take these in order. have prioritized certain groups of people, including frontline workers and people who are senior citizens, generally over 65 years old, but it depends on the states. I understand, if I understood your question correctly, that you were asking about the reconciliation budget and how that works specifically. The Senate is a very, very difficult thing to explain in a short period of time, and their rules are very complicated. Generally speaking, for a law to pass our Congress, it needs to pass the House of Representatives and the Senate. In the House of Representatives, the rules are usually that it needs to go by a simple majority. The rest of the representatives need to vote for it, but in the Senate, over periods of time, it has changed, and we needed what was considered to be a supermajority, which is to say, in this case right now, about 60 senators, as it has come through the years to be able to pass. The parties, the Democrats and the Republicans, each have 50 members in the Senate right now, and so the tie-breaking vote, if one should happen to, if we should need to one, is done by Vice President Harris, whose other title is the President of the Senate. So she also gets a vote in the Senate if it's necessary. The reconciliation we were talking about is a tactic used by the majority party if they don't have the 60 votes to be able to pass budget issues. And they can do that with just 50% of the senators voting. And so it's a tactic that's used, and it's one that the Democrats in the Senate are considering to pass President Biden's recommended budget of $1.9 trillion to be able to tackle COVID. But there's been some interesting news in the last day or two where 10 U.S. senators, U.S. Republican senators, have gone to the White House to discuss a compromise with the president where they were willing to vote for some of the COVID-19 relief package, and that would end up being $600 million is what they're proposing. So it's about a third of what the president wants. But if those 10 senators were to vote, they would get the 60 necessary and would be able to pass that package entirely through the Senate through normal processes. So it's a very confusing time right now. Obviously, we want to act quickly, but I don't want to take too much time on that particular question. Hopefully, I answered that. A lot of your other questions were about the female leaders in the United States, led right now by Vice President Harris. I can't begin to tell you how proud we are as Americans to finally have a White House that is starting to look like the United States, starting to look like our population and our people. It's about time we had a woman in the White House. And it's sad that it's taken us 2 centuries, frankly, to have people of color in the White House. You'll notice that when we talk about Vice President Harris and we say that she's the first female of color, and the first woman of Indian descent, South Asian descent, we actually have had a vice president before who was vice president of color. And to be honest with you, I'm not sure who, but it was one who had Native American blood. So she is not the first female minority. She's not the first minority vice president, but she is the first female minority president. And it's just taken us too long. And most people, the majority of the Americans, despite what you may be hearing in the news, quite proud that we finally have that opportunity. And we hope that she too will be a mentor and set what is the future of the United States for us to have people who represent not just, frankly, people who look like me, but people who look like all Americans in all levels of government. Biden administration has made a point of choosing cabinet secretaries, leaders who do represent the United States. So we have people of color, we have women, we have people from the LGBT community, we have people who come from different parts of the United States, and it's about time. As you know, the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, while he is a white man, also was brought up and educated in Europe and is a fluent French speaker. So even having a Secretary of State who has experience living overseas, while it's not unique, John Kerry also spoke French and was brought up overseas. It's something that is starting to reflect the United States a little bit better than we have in the past. Hopefully that answered the 2 questions. will start posting those opportunities again. But you should look for opportunities under the Youth African Leadership Initiative. It's called YALI, Y-A-L-I. You should look for Fulbright. The Fulbright program offers people education at the college, the university, and postgraduate level for people to study in the United States. We also have the International Visitor Leadership Program, which I suspect some of your mentors have already done, so you can look into those. For those who need to be nominated by somebody, by an officer at the embassy, so you would want to get to know us a little bit better. The way to get to know us better and to find out about our programs is to go to our American corners. There are 5 across the country, in addition to the one that is located, the American Center that is located at the U.S. Embassy. And we advertise all of our programs quite regularly. I can't begin to list out all of the various programs, but what we're looking for is professionals in every field, whether you're a journalist or a scientist or a politician or somebody who studies forestry. We want to get the best up-and-coming candidates, and we want to give you an opportunity to experience the United States. And in most cases, we pay for all of the expenses. Not every case, but in most cases. We're still doing some of the programs virtually right now, which obviously is not as good as being there in person. But we would love to have you as part of those cohorts. And so I suggest that you start paying attention to them now so that when COVID restrictions, we're able to get going pretty quickly. Did I answer all the questions? So there more?
Yes, you've answered all the questions I think that were asked. I can ask for a second round of questions if we have, which will be the final. Sister Dr. Nabishao, please come. Come. Those are 2 questions. A third one, and Lucy. Okay, we'll have a question from our coordinator or our chaperone who's been working with the girls. That's Dr. Sister Nabishao. Then one of the mentees and one of the mentors.
Thank you very much, sir. My question goes to the American Embassy, and it is concerned with the mentoring. We teach both ladies and gentlemen, and as their lecturer, and many of us are here, the young men have also been asking us, why is it that you are only favoring ladies? So it looks like we are forgetting the male child. Is there a possibility that in future we will have these students, male students also involved in such programs? Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to know how the media houses in the US are responding to the unknown variables of COVID-19, and then whether they have continuity plans to accommodate employees who are laid off and who experienced pay cuts. I'd also like to know whether these continuity plans will affect the availability of internship opportunities, attachments, and employability of incoming graduates from our campuses. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity to ask this question. I just wanted your opinion in relation to the independence of media organizations. Like when we watched some media organizations reporting on the election results, you could actually feel the excitement like CNN had on reporting on the results. Something that you cannot do here in Kenya because you have like taken sides on which side you are supporting the candidates. So I just wanted your opinion on that, because here in Kenya you cannot try that. You will lose out on sales, you lose out on circulation of your newspapers and such. Thank you.
I'm sorry, that last question, can you repeat that one a little bit, because I only got part of that last question.
No, I just wanted a general opinion, your opinion in relation to the independence of media organizations. Like when we are looking at some media houses in the US, they have taken sides, like they look like they support certain candidates, especially with the last elections, even the other one we had. something that we cannot try here in Kenya, because you will definitely lose out on people who are your readers and such. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. More great questions. So I really like that first one. What are your favorite leaders when it comes to the mentoring program? I think that's a great question. You know, I guess I'm not sure if we are. I think my favorite is in this particular program because it's one of the population and to not have it in the United States we have you know
We lost your sound. Douglas, so we can't hear you. Just a minute, just a minute. You can hear me.
this.
Okay. Okay. We ask the question through the microphone. Yes.
Are we okay now?
Okay, now if you can hear me. Eric, can you hear me?
No. I can't hear you.
You can. Okay, so kindly.
Yeah, now I hear you.
Okay, kindly take the questions again, because we lost you somewhere. So just take the second batch of questions again. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Actually, I'm kind of glad I was slowing that question a bit. We are half of the population. Why are we favorite ladies? Because women aren't represented in the media by half, and we should be. And look, mentorship is something, as I said, that's part of American culture, and it's really important to us. And I think the opportunity to ask somebody who has already been is somewhat American. And I want you to experience that because you stand on the shoulders of giants. I've been speaking with journalists in Kenya who have had a very difficult time breaking through in that profession. And it's not only time, of course. You know, we work with people in conservancies, in wildlife conservancies. We work with women in sports. We work with women in politics. And it's because we're an important voice and we should be heard. And we get enough favor from the U.S. Embassy already. It's time for us to focus on women. I wish I had responsibility for that, but as I said, this all happened in 2017, so well predates my arrival, but I'm not going to change that. I think it's exactly the right thing for us to be doing. Let's move on to COVID-19. How do you want to respond to COVID-19 and what kind of instituted a mask mandate in all federal buildings and has recently mandated a mask on all transportation. And so I think we're taking it much more seriously now than we did even just a couple of weeks ago. And I think the media, by and large, is covering that fairly and accurately. But we'll get back to that with your question about elections and how media covers the elections and the independence of media, so I'll get back to that. What do we do for everybody who's off? That's, boy, if I could answer that question, I'd be in a different job with the U.S. government. I wish I had a great answer to that. The economy in the United States and the economy around the world has been flattened by this crisis, and we, especially the service industry, these things like the restaurants, travel, hotels, really have taken a dramatic hit, but the economy is a secondary concern to the lives and welfare of the people of our country and our world. And so if it's just a matter of making the rich a little less rich so that everybody can be healthy, that's a hit that we need to take. I wish it weren't so. I wish we didn't have to make those choices. And I know that the Biden administration, the U.S. government, is taking it very seriously, and part of the $1.9 billion that package, $1.9 trillion package that the Biden administration sent to Congress was to raise the minimum wage in the United States, for example, and that's something that certainly would help those people who've been laid off. In addition, it would extend unemployment benefits and other benefits from the U.S. government. Janet Yellen, our Treasury Secretary, our first female Treasury Secretary, I'm proud to say, has said that $1.9 trillion is actually very cheap compared to what it would cost us to fix all the problems that we're going to have in the future if we don't do it now. And I think there's some wonderful logic and genius in that. And no one knows the economy better than Secretary Yellen. So I'm thrilled to have somebody with a brilliant voice and a brilliant economist leading us on how to tackle that problem. How will COVID-19 affect graduates? Did I understand that question correctly?
Yes, you did.
Okay. I have a nephew who just graduated from college from UC Berkeley, from the University of California, Berkeley last year, and had to have his graduation virtually, which is not the way anybody wants to graduate. I wish he could have been at least closer to what you're having right now, a graduation sitting in a room with a few people, but they did the entire thing virtually for the thousands of graduates from many schools in the United States. Fortunately, he works in the computer industry. He's able to he has already gotten himself a job, and he's doing just fine. But thousands and thousands of graduates are finding an economy that is difficult. I actually worry more for those people who are in the service industries than I do for lucky people like my nephew who are employed in more white-collar jobs. My concern lays with people who are coming out of community colleges and out of high schools in the United States who are looking to be mechanics and waiters and actors and all of the various things that are being more directly impacted by COVID-19. This all ends quickly, and I think that's the reason the United States is pushing so hard on the vaccines and trying to develop and produce and get in the arms of Americans and everyone in the world this vaccine. And I hope we're able to do that quickly. My hope is that the Biden administration will use the National Guard working very efficiently. I also hope that we are able to get our injections overseas, and that includes to Kenya. Hopefully that will be very, very soon. We can't or should wait until 2024 or 2025 to get the entire world vaccinated. We need to move quickly. In the United States, the elections is a complicated topic. I would say since about 1980 and the advent of the 24-hour news prior to that, what we had was a news broadcast in the morning and a news broadcast in the evening by people who trusted and expected that they were giving us truth and that it was neutral. And we had a lot of amazing broadcasters in our history who were the people who were trusted, and we just believed them. And then we came to 1980, 1981, when CNN came into being, and we had news that was 24 hours a day. And the problem with CNN and Fox and all of the other news stations that are on 24 hours a day is that there isn't 24 hours of news, especially if you're only covering domestic news, which is by and large what CNN and Fox do. What are the things to say? And so you'll see that pretty much all the time on CNN, it says breaking news, and that's not possible. You can't have breaking news all the time. And before MTV, breaking news was the news. And so they're creating news. And by doing that, we're creating two different sides, these two different political poles that say you are either a liberal or a conservative, you're either a Democrat or a Republican. And it is through that lens that they're reporting news, and it's no longer the same kind of trustworthy that we had prior to that. And that exploded in the early 1990s, 2000s, when the Tea Party came into being in the United States. That is a right end of the Republican Party. Very conservative values, and they were fighting about things like their views on abortion, gun rights, and equal rights for women, and the environment. And what they were saying was essentially, we wrote about these issues, and so we were going, and so the news started to report things based on how they saw those issues, and it was no longer news. So if you go back to the relics of news reporting in the United States, if you go back to the New York Times and the Washington Post, for example, and you see the way that they report, you'll see the pre-1980 version where there is a front page that is facts, and it doesn't include the alternative facts that we've been talking about, and the fake news and all the other stuff that we've been talking about in the last few years. And it is separated from an entirely separate page where they actually label it opinion. On broadcasts like CNN and Fox News, it's becoming more and more difficult to tell the difference between what is reporting and what is opinion. And that was if you silence yourself into saying that this is going to go against the grain of the ownership of the media outlet that I work for, you're causing the same problem as mixing opinion and fact by simply not reporting. That makes it go away. And so I certainly hope that you will take a strong line, although I recognize that your jobs may depend on it, and I don't want to push you in a direction where you're going to risk your own jobs for it, but that is the basis for free and open press, which is, of course, reflected in both of our constitutions, but it's becoming more complicated these days by the internet. Free press is a topic that I could probably spend the entire hour on, and I fear that I'm going to overstay my welcome. All these speeches that I've done with the U.S. Embassy all over the world, and the speeches that I've seen from other representatives around the world, I worry. I remember once heard somebody say, boy, I wish that person from the U.S. Embassy had spoken more. So I'm going to let this one go now. And I want to say again how proud I am of all of you for having gone through this program. And I hope you will continue your relationship with your mentors. I also hope that you will continue your relationship with us. If you were chosen to be a part of this program, that means that we believe in you, and we believe that you are part of the up-and-coming, up-and-comers in Kenyan society. And because of that, we want to stay in touch with you. And so please stay in touch with us. Be in touch with us through social media. Be in touch with us through Hilda. Make sure that we can, if you've got an opinion that you want heard or something that you think the United States needs to know, don't be shy about telling us. Shy women are not the people who are going to get us ahead in our society. We need strong, educated, intelligent women who are moving us forward and challenging us. And I think you are the right people to do that. We want to hear from you, so please do stay in touch with us. Please apply for all of our programs, and congratulations on your graduation. We're really proud of you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Watnick. We appreciate your words of wisdom. We appreciate your support for this program, for the growth and even going forward. Maybe just for your information, one of the things that I know the mentees will be talking about it is that part of, when of course the COVID set in, we quickly thought about continuing with the program mainly online. And one of the virtual meetings we invited Emily Fatig, the press attaché from the embassy, who immediately after the elections actually, who took us through the election cycle of the US. And believe you me, that was a lot of good information, good links for this team, both for the mentees and the mentors, because I think if we had not gone through that session with Madam Emily, I think we'd all have been very shocked at what was happening on 6th of January in the US, during the insurrection. But because she had actually prepared us and told us it was not over. The elections on 3rd November were just the beginning of the election process. And that was very helpful in guiding us in terms of reporting, in terms of writing, and even in following up. And Hilda has been very, very instrumental in giving us the required links, for the different topics, especially for speakers from the US or even other speakers from other countries, other organizations that have been beneficial to all of us, the mentees and the mentors. So we really, really appreciate your leadership. We hope that you'll continue with us online, because our next segment is now moving over to our mentees to hear their testimonies. We can't be speaking for them when they're here. We'd want each one of them. We'll ask Sister Dr. Nabushao, who's been their chaperone, to come and introduce them or lead this next segment, where we'll have our 10 mentees each introduce yourselves and tell us very briefly, each less than 2 minutes, what stood out for you in this mentorship, before we can now finally hear from our mentors and have the certificates presented to the mentees who are graduating today. Sister Nabishao. Before Sister speaks, let me kindly acknowledge our other mentees or our prospective mentees who walked in when we had started. Karibuni sana. We are still in the selection process, and hopefully you will be those that we'll be working with going forward. We are happy that you found time to join and also hear from the outgoing mentees what they've been able to go through, and maybe make up your mind if you really want to walk with us this journey. Karibuni sana. And alongside the mentees that came in, I'd like to acknowledge the presence of Dr. Joel Changoroko. Kindly raise your hand. You came in late. Karibu sana, Daktari. And Madam Joyce Majanja also came in late from MOI University. Karibu sana, walimu.
Thank you so much, Madam Rachel. As I stand here, I'm full of smiles. But as I smile, I would like to take this opportunity really to acknowledge the presence of our DVC, who is representing our Vice Chancellor. I want to say, Professor Ongeki, you have done us a great honor. Thank you so much. Also, presence of our Dean, Professor, the first person I contacted. You are the person who helped us reach where we have reached. You supported the program all the way until it reached the main administrators of the university management. Professor, thank you very much. I want to acknowledge the presence of Professor Daniel Rotich, the Professor of Publishing in the Department of Publishing, Journalism, and Communication Studies. Professor, thank you very much. You are also a contact person, because I was new then in the department in terms of leadership, and I kept on consulting with you, and you were ready to give us a hand as I proceeded on with these young ladies. Thank you, Professor. I want to thank the IWAT. This IWAT Association, Women in Radio and Television, to me, you are really amazing. This is an amazing organization. You know, we have got this myth which says that women are sometimes against women. But this is an association that has overturned all that kind of myth, and it is standing there for women. Thank you very much. And in particular, I thank Madam Rachel Nakitali and Madam Josephine. You have been the people throughout I've been in touch with. This journey began with an SMS. It moved to a short telephone call, and then finally we started writing to each other. That was far back in 2019, around September, August, September. I really didn't know that it would graduate into what we are witnessing today. And all that I want to say to the courtesy of one of us from the department, whom I would have wished that he would be here, but because of other issues he's not here, and that is Mr. Joseph Musakali. Want to thank him. I want to acknowledge the American Embassy for extending this kind of gesture to MOI University. We are really privileged that out of so many public universities in Kenya, MOI University has been among just the 4 that were chosen for this program. And we are given this opportunity to the 10 girls who happen to have come from the Department of Publishing, Journalism, and Communication Studies, School of Information Sciences. Thank you very much. I want to acknowledge the presence of my colleagues from the School of Information Sciences, particularly from the Department of Publishing, Journalism and Communication Studies. Thank you for honoring the invitation to be here and to see your students graduate today. Thank you for honoring the invitation. I want to thank the mentors. I've been always in touch with these young ladies. If today we have to be proud and say that all of them 10 are graduating, Madam Nakitale and Josephine, I must say that at the background, I was also working hard and ensuring that the assignments you are giving them were being done. And anytime I checked and realized that one of them was delaying, I would call and send a message, why are you not doing this and that? So in a way, we have all been involved in this mentorship. And mentorship, to me, you know, we teach in the class, but when we just go in because of time, you teach and you get out, you don't get to know what our students are going through. But with mentorship, you get to know what are the challenges that a student is going through. And these 10 who sit here today, I know that you as their mentors, you know better about their lives than some of us who may have just been impacting knowledge in them. And important is to have someone hold your hand. If some of us, as we are here today, professionals, if we do not have somebody to encourage you, to hold your hand, probably we would not be where we are. So ladies, thank you for holding the hands of our little girls who are now also being given opportunity to see the world, to work hard, and appreciate what they are. Thank you so much. And now to the girls, to our ladies who are graduating this morning, like I studied, I'm full of smiles. I'm full of smiles because you have not disappointed us, just as our DVC said, you have not disappointed. To the DVC and to the Dean, I want to say, you gave us 10, or you handed over 10 to us, and 10 of them are now before you. They're all here. I've been telling these girls that for a woman, an African woman, and probably any other woman, I don't know, but let me speak of the woman I know. Success does not just come on a silver platter. You have to work hard, have determination, have confidence, and seek help. That is when you can succeed. Let us forget these myths, especially in the media, where we have heard that for you to reach somewhere, to climb a ladder, you must slip that ladder up. No. God has endowed all of us equally. He has given us the brains, he has given us the talents, and now added on the professional skills. So why can't we use this with the help of those who can hold our hands, also to scale those ladders, no matter the hurdles that stand in our way. If others have succeeded, it means we can also succeed. So to this, I say, thank you so much, and I keep encouraging these young girls, and we are not saying we have stopped. Indeed, mentors of the girls, yesterday I was talking to them, and they are not the same. Yes, they are not the same. I started with them. I know how they looked like. Some of them were very timid. They could not express themselves. But yesterday and other days, as I've been meeting them, they have shown me that they are not the old timid students of 2019. They have praised their mentors, all of you who are seated here. You have planted a seed that will grow and cover the whole world because of the work you have done. So, mentors today, as we sit here, what you have received, your colleagues are following you. We have already recruited 10. They are here. From again, the same department, from the same school, from the same university. Probably you gave us this opportunity because the girls have actually exhibited that they are able to do what they are supposed to do. Indeed, in MOI University, we don't disappoint, and we will never disappoint. Given opportunity, we will never disappoint you. We make sure we don't disappoint, we deliver. So thank you very much. Now it is time for us to celebrate the success of these young ladies, plus the work that all of us have put in, plus the support that we have received from the university, because without the support of the university, we wouldn't be where we are today. So to you, Professor DVC, I want to register our sincere thanks, and when you get in touch with the Vice Chancellor, we say that we are all full of appreciations. Thank you so much. So probably it is now time for me to call upon our girls to introduce themselves and share with us whatever they have encountered in this journey of mentorship. I would like to begin from the first one over there, Lydia. Lydia, could you please stand up and show yourself? That is Lydia Omaya. And by the way, these ladies are in their final semester of third year. But right now, the opportunities they have, some of them shared with me yesterday that they have got jobs, and I was very excited. They are actually earning. But I told them, don't forget, you are still in school. The second one is Diana Mugalo. Please come forward. And then we have Peril. Oh, you want? Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, please.
Sanitize. Would you pass here, sanitize? And then you
okay.
Hold the mic. So you stand where, sister, you saw that you're able to be picked by the screen.
Okay.
All protocols observed. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
I'm Lydia Omaya, a third-year student in the School of Information Sciences from MOI University. I'm so grateful to have joined the IWAT mentorship program the year 2020. It has been a great journey. I'm really happy to have been attached with my mentor, who was Caroline Wafula from Nation Media. She has been a great mom to me. She has really impacted my life. I've really learned a lot, and I've changed. I've really changed. I'm not the same person I was before I joined this program, and for that reason, I'm so grateful to the IWATS program. In my journey, I was lucky to have achieved a few things. One of them was I tried applying the health reporting grants that was being issued by the MCK, and surprisingly, I was able to get the grant. So my mentor helped me all through in whatever I was supposed to do, because I was really not sure what I was supposed to do, but she held my hand. I wrote my articles. They were published by Taifa Leo. I also would like to thank Madam Lucy Kilalo. Though she was not the mentor who was attached to me, she's also my mentor from Taifa Leo, because I love writing in Swahili, and so I was contacting her, and she was advising me on what to do. Whenever I relaxed, she could text me and ask me, why are you not writing? I could
I could wake up and start writing. And what I learned is that not all the articles that you write will be published. So what will help you is your consistency and your patience, and that will help you to be competent. So I'm still writing, though they're not being published, but I'm still writing. So I'll keep pushing until the end. And one day I'd like also to be great like my mom and all other mentees. Thank you.
Project your voices, eh? Speak louder. If you're not able to be heard, if you're soft, you can remove the mask when you talk.
Good afternoon, all.
Good afternoon.
My name is Diana Mugalo, a third-year student, and I'm an outgoing mentee. I'm very glad that I joined this IWAT group because it is a really great opportunity to all the female upcoming journalists out there. When I started this journey, I didn't even know what I wanted in life in terms of career. You know, media is it's so diverse. You're not sure. You know, when I started this, when I was admitted to do media, you know, for me, I thought media is all about, you know, you being on TV or on radio. But media is really a great, you know, career out there. And I'm so glad that IWAT opened my mind that it's not about you being on TV or on radio. Media is so great and it needs flexibility. And I'm so glad that I got a mentor, and I'm so glad that she's here. Mrs. Lucy Kilalo, thanks for coming. I'm so glad. You know, having someone to hold your hand is very important in this journey. I remember, you know, when we started, I didn't like writing. So, and my mentor is in Taifa Leo, so she's really good at writing and everything. So, there's this time we were working on a project, and it was supposed to be published, but unfortunately it wasn't. But she told me, you know what, this is not the end. You know, like, you have to write, you have to be consistent, you have to be patient, you have to be hardworking, and you have to put it all your best. Thank you so much, Mom, for taking me through this journey, and I'm so glad that IWAT is really shaping career goals of many young female journalists. Thank you so much, and may God bless you.
Thank you so much. The next one is Beryl Waindi. Please come.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Beryl Akinyi. I'm a third-year student of media science. I'm also a working citizen of Kenya. So it has been quite a journey from when we had our first meeting in Manzoni, one meeting that will later change our perspective of our careers and life as a whole. I want to thank everyone here present, from the administration to our coordinators, Madam Rachel and Josephine, our lecturer, Sister Nabushao, and all lecturers present. From when the pandemic started and we had to go home, we had a challenge. We had just gotten our press cards. So we were going home. We didn't know what we were going to do with the press cards, and they expire after 1 year. So the whole year we were at home. And then you're home and you're wondering, what will I do with this press card? The year is ending. So in April, I started writing for Opera News as something that would help me pass time. And then I saved up, and then after saving up from the money I got from Opera News, I started my own news website. The website is for news content, and I have friends who don't have a platform, and I help them to share their content. And then also in mid-November, through a link that was sent to the mentorship group, it was from Africa Uncensored. Africa Uncensored is headed by John Alan Namu, if you know him. The link wanted us to apply for an investigative project. We were to be trained for 2 weeks, and the people who are going to be selected are going to be sponsored for a 3-month contract. So I applied. They wanted people who are in their final years and people already in the industry. I'm in 3rd year, but I still applied, and I got in. Yeah. So we got in, we went through the training, and after the training, we were about 80 people, and they only wanted 12. So we were to send our story pitches, and the 12 will be selected, were to receive an amount to do their investigative pieces. Also, my story pitch was selected among the 12. And so among the 12, I'm the only student. The rest are already working. It has been a challenge because, everyone else has already known what the industry entails, and you're the only student. You don't know what to do in the field. So Africa Uncensored gave us a big amount of money. That was the first time I got such an amount of money to do the project. And we already did our shooting, but it's not complete. And I want to thank Josephine Oreta, my mentor. She has helped me a lot because I didn't know what to do, and I had to call her. She gave me links, she gave me people who helped me to know what to do. For example, there's a lady she linked me with, and that lady told me the simplest thing, to introduce myself. I didn't know how to introduce myself really well as a professional, and she helped me with that. So it's been a tough year, even with the pandemic, but I thanked God because the year ended with me using my press card. So to everyone present and the US Embassy and everyone, I want to say thank you so much, because these mentors have pushed us, they have helped us grow. Someone who holds your hand and someone who applauds you for even the slightest of achievement, and they motivate you, and you have the urge to succeed and to stand out. So that is all, and thank you again.
Thank you so much, Theron. Professor Dino Mukoya, I hope you still remember her.
Yes, I do.
Yeah, this one I can say a born investigator. Next is Mary Malombe. Is it Mary Malombe? Margaret, are you there? Please come forward and share with us your journey.
Hello everyone. I'm Margaret Mbete Malombe, a third year, and I'm so grateful that I've been a member of the IWAT program 2020. It has taught me a lot, and to begin with, I'm a very timid person. I'm not free with people, but I just noticed that when you're in media, you have to get free with people so that you can get your information. And every time I told myself that, Margaret, you're not a writer. You cannot write. But with IWAT, I remember when we were told to write the stories so that they get published. And I asked myself, how will I write a story, yet I'm not a good writer? It took me time till the last minute, and Josephine and and Rachel, they are like, send your storylines, and I wanted to write a text that I cannot be able to write, but I told my my dad had me complaining. I was complaining by myself. How will I start writing? And he told me, what are you writing? What are you complaining about? I told him that I'm complaining about writing. He asked me, from your young age, you've always expressed yourself through letters. That's writing. So how are you getting confused on writing? And I told him that this is different. It's in the media, and it might be published. How will I get to write something that it will be published? He told me, nothing is as hard as just beginning. Write, and if it's not taken, it's okay. Write again and again. So I wrote. It was among the 10 that were picked, and I was so grateful. I have never been that happy. I did not know that I can really write, I can really think as a journalist. So at that time, I was so grateful. I would meet my mom, tell her, Mom, today I'm thinking like a journalist. And she's like, that's why you chose being a journalist. And actually being in IWAT has really taught me that I'm not a poor writer. It is the laziness that comes with writing, rewriting, editing, rejection, critique. But you have to get used, because these are among the things that are there in the media. I'm so grateful to see my mom today. Actually, it's the first time that I'm seeing her since Madam Mercy Joroge. Yes. It's the first time I'm seeing her, and she has been very good when it came to my writing. Actually, after my article wasn't published, I stopped writing. Yes, I stopped writing until it came a time she told us to write something on corona. Yes, and I wrote, we sent to her. Then she still remembered that my article wasn't published, and she said, Margaret, you don't worry. It's not being published that you are working for. You're working for you to write. And I'm so grateful, Mama. You've been so good. I'm again grateful to the IWAT program. You've taught me to be a journalist, of which I think I'll be good in working in the part that not most people, like females, are there. I want to be a photojournalist, and I'm so standing that I want to be a photojournalist, and I hope that I'll get there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Margaret, for the big dreams you have and for the undeterred strength that you have put in your career. Next is Ainga Cynthia.
Good afternoon. My name is Cynthia Ainga, and I'm a mentee, a proud one of IWAT. I want to start by thanking the IWAT sponsors, the US Embassy, the mentors, and especially my mom and my mentor, Madam Florence Gishoya, and the Kenyan chapter organizers, that is Madam Rachel and Madam Josephine, and all other mentors, and the management as a whole. My name again is Cynthia Ainga. I'm a third year also from MOI University. And I just want to start by saying that I didn't know that I could get such an opportunity. So I will term it as a blessing. It came at a time when, the story was just come and do media, and see if you can get a job somewhere, maybe even not as a journalist, because getting into these media houses is hard. You can try and just be writing in your blog, some just simple things, but they enabled us to have these large dreams. They gave us a platform to be able to imagine and actually get what you are imagining for. And I desire to write. I love to write, but I didn't know how to before I began the IOT mentorship program. But Madam Florence really guided me on what writing was all about. I used to think writing is just taking a pen or taking your phone and just jotting down some things because of the topic you've been given. But she guided me that writing is not all about having a topic. I remember her telling me and guiding me that writing is not all about the topic. When we were given the topic of coronavirus, to write about something related to it, and I was just like, let me just write what I'm thinking. Of course, it wasn't published because my motive was not right. but she guided me and she told me it is not all about writing for the topic. It's about connecting with that topic and knowing what place, which is the gap, what is needed for that topic, what are you required to notice that other people are not noticing about that topic, and writing about it to fulfill that requirement that the people who are going to read it or the consumers really need or really want to get. And that lifted me and had me having a lot of confidence in my writing. I was also not very confident on social media. Actually, my social media presence was just low. I was a journalist, but any social media was just not even at the back of my mind, was not in my mind. But she told me it is a very important part and aspect of the media to have a social media presence. It's not all about doing all those uncouth things that people do to have the presence or to be noticed on social media. You can actually get there by having a purpose, by doing what's right, by being intelligent, by noticing the need and fulfilling it. It's not all about all the bad behaviors. And so I said, okay, I'll give it a try, and I've made some steps. I actually went to social media and tried to at least post some things, at least not just be so backward. And I thank her for giving me that first step. At least from that first step, I can make the journey. I can start walking and reach my destination. I also thank her for making me a blogger. I have a blogging site. She helps me to at least gain the courage to begin and to know that I can write and I have the power to express ideas through writing. So I thank her so very much. She's a blessing to my life. She's gotten personal with me. It's not just about the mentorship. She got personal with me. She became a mom. She asked me how I was doing through the corona period. She understood the struggles, and I thank God for meeting her. Thank God for Sister Nabusha, who also considered me. We were many, but because she is also a teacher and understands who we are, she gave us that opportunity. Thank you so much, sister. Thank you so much, school, the management of the School of IAS, the management of the whole school, MOI University. Thank you so much. God bless our world.
Thank you so much, Cynthia, for being positive and speaking positivity to yourself. The next one is Mikesia.
Good afternoon. My name is Neema Mjesia, and I want to say thank you so much, IWAT, for this opportunity. I never knew that I would be a journalist. I myself, I was just doing it because I went to MOI University and I got in the media section, and I was told that it's a four-year course, so I was like, I'll just do it and then I'll go do business because business was my passion. So I was being talked to by many mentors, through my parents, but IWAT is different. IWAT is closer. IWAT speaks to us well. So during the journey, I was able to improve on my writing blogs through my mentor, who was Brenda Zeda, KTN. And through that, I was able to accomplish a lot. Now, while I was writing, I saw it wasn't enough. So I decided to go out there and seek a job. And I'm seeking a job and I've not finished school, so it was just a mixed up experience. But I was able to work at Sayare Television. I was able to, it was fortunate for me because when I went there, I met the CEO, Dr. Eli Rob, and he was able to welcome me and work there. I worked there as an editor, and also I did videography, and also I did TV programming, so that was a good experience. More so, I decided to take a break because Christmas was approaching, but I was contacted by Madam Rachel, and she linked me up with a great woman known as Grace Gitai, and I did field journalism, which I've never done before, field work. So I did for a company known as M-Copper Company. I was collecting data, and through that experience, I was able to know how to work in the field. It's not easy. You go to places, you use your transport, you're getting tired, you're collecting information. But through the lecturers that we have in school, we have been able to learn how to work in the field through the theories they give us on how to use questionnaires and many other things. So I thank you, my lecturers, for what you've done for me. And for the 2 days, I was paid very well. Yes. So it was, I guess it was my first salary, so I was very excited. Yeah, so I want to say thank you so much. And what I can say is, for the upcoming mentees, I want to encourage you that not to give up. It's all about confidence. It's all about being rush, knowing you have to rush. Time is not waiting for you. Because as I was working in Sayare, I had never worked in a station before. No one is going to teach you, it's true. So I had to use YouTube, I had to use my mentor, I had to grasp, I was given a span of 2 weeks to be able to grasp all those things, editing, videography, using the Canon, the Sony, going to the live, so many things. I want to say thank you. Through the push and pull you've done for me, I was able to do that. Thank you so much. Be blessed.
I'm Nema, thank you so much. And again to the mothers of our daughters. Someone calling you a mother, it means a lot. Thank you very much for being mothers to these young ladies. So the next one is Elizabeth Keke.
Good afternoon. My name is Elizabeth Njeri Chege, a third-year student in MOI University. And I'd like to start by saying that sometimes all you need in life is a little push or a little pull in the right direction and the confidence to achieve your dreams. And that's what our mentors have done for us. And my mentorship journey has been exciting, it has been fun, it has been something I didn't know that I'd have the opportunity to experience something so good, to have someone to push me in the right direction so that I can achieve my limits. I'm very grateful to Madam Josephine and to Madam Rachel, and also for giving us the privilege to call you our moms, and also for allowing us to interact with you at a personal level. We are so grateful. My journey started in Manzoni with Mentor Ruth, and through IWAT, I have gained the experience to write. Right now, I can say that I'm a content writer, I'm a feature writer, and also I had my first salary due to IWAT. And also, they promised me that after anytime I'm home, I'll have the opportunity to work with them. And also, they are going to see what they can do and link me up as a writer. Another thing I gained, I improved my social media pages. My LinkedIn, Elizabeth Chege page, you can go there and check this great improvement. I also did some assessment. I did the search engine optimization assessment for LinkedIn and I passed, thanks to my mentor. I also did the transformative leadership group, that is a group in Nakuru, and I also graduated during the COVID period, and I'm so grateful. Another thing that I gained through this mentorship is the one-on-one interaction through the resources that you provided in the WhatsApp, the links, the variety of information. And I can say I have learned that media is not just about radio and television. It is not just about appearing on a screen and people looking at the beauty of a woman and not knowing what's going behind the scenes. We have editing, we have writing, we have camera work. There is a lot to do in media. And lastly, I'd like to say that opportunity answers preparation. You have prepared us, and we are going to grab the opportunities that are out there. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. The next person is Omondi Lesa.
Good afternoon. My name is Omondi Lesa. I'm an outgoing mentee. Yeah. So my mentor is Madam Cecilia Maundu. Yeah. So I can say she has really transformed my life. I remember I came to Manzoni for the first launch, and in my mind I was like, I'm from the ghetto, so you have to think of a way to live. So I was like, I want to finish this 4-year course and do a cloth line or be a fashion designer or something. But right now, I can say I have a title. I'm a real estate journalist, courtesy of Award, because I can say, thanks for sharing the links, by the way. I got a link that, by then it was like a starting NGO program. They wanted to educate like 30 Kenyan students in each country to become a real estate journalist. And the link was there. It's still there in our group. I followed it up, and they were like, what have you done? We want people who have already written before. And I was like, I've been a student blogger from first year. They checked my blog, there were articles there, and they were like, oh, so you were just writing. So they mentored me, they taught me how to do how real estate works. Articles that can sell, anything that can do in real estate. Big bosses who you can interview and everything. So it started last year, November, and this is like the 4th month I'm there. And I have articles going all over. It's hashtags, it is in Angola, Tanzania, everywhere. And I can say Madam Cicita really changed my life. She made me think that journalism is not about they know you, it's about what you can get. Because we did our first documentary. Actually, when we met, she asked me that, what do you want to be? And I was like, me, if not a fashion designer, I can be a film producer. So she was like, so in this media, you don't want to be a film producer? I was like, yeah. In media, I can only major in film. So she told me that, yeah, I'm also a film producer, so we are good. And she told me in February, that was in February. In March, she sent me an assignment to do a script about Huduma Number. It was like after Huduma Number was done. So I was like, Huduma Number, what can I do now? She wanted a script. And it was a 1.5-page thing that I was paid 20,000. I told my mom, and she was like, hey, that is good money. And yeah, so even right now, she told me that I'm supposed to travel to Nairobi, by the way, for our second documentary. So I can say that IOT has given me jobs. Yeah, because I'm busy, yeah. If not in class, I always tell my classmates that if you can't meet me in class, then find me in my room, I'll be writing. So IOT has really changed my life. Right now, I'm not even thinking about the fashion thing I was before. I'm like, I really have to be a journalist, and I have a title. So you've really changed my life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Omondi. The next person is Omondi Lesa.
Good afternoon. My name is Omondi Lesa. I've been an outgoing mentee. So my mentor is Madam Cecilia Maundu. Yeah. So my mentor is Madam Cecilia Maundu.
Thank you, Amondi. I think we have heard it. What I realize is that the moment you get in touch with the media, it is said, cannot leave you unaltered, unaffected, unchanged. So we are having changed people. Thank you so much. Next is Mary Mwachovi.
Hello everyone. Okay, my name is Mary Mkamburi Mwachofi. I'm also a third year. My mentor is Jerida Andai. First of all, I'd like to give my vote of thanks to IWAT. Okay, first of all, I'd like to give my gratitude to IWAT Mentorship Program. May God bless you so much for linking me up with Jerida Andai. And first of all, since I is a witness and my colleagues, I used to be very, very shy. Very shy. Like in class, I could be told like speak in front of people, and I'm like crowd phobic. I could be so scared that I can't speak loud. They're like, can you raise your voice, try to talk loud so that everyone can hear. But through Jerida Andai, she asked us when we were at home that instead of sitting just at home, we should try and look out for attachments, so that we go for attachment. But at first, I was like, I can't speak in front of people, I can't interact with a lot of people. So I told her I want to be a graphic designer. And then he connected me with Madame Opoka, which I still have to be her. She talked to me about graphics and design, which I'm still doing, but I also ventured in radio broadcasting. I went there. At first, I was asked, what can you do? So I was like, I want to be a graphic designer. If you can give me something I designed for you, like a poster or something like that, I can do it. But they were like, it was a local radio station. So they told me, in this radio station, we don't do anything like graphics and design. So you have to look for something else. I told them, maybe writing news I can try. They told me, writing news, you'll just be going in field, but apart from that, you need to look for something else and do. So I started doing features. I did features. My mentor, Jerdandai, she used to carry me through the process of editing them. So I used to edit features. I do features out, apart from the ones that I do in the radio station. She used to assign us features. We do graphic and design work. She sends you something. She tells you, design for me this, you do that. And through features, I managed to be given 2 shows in the same radio station. So through that, I learned how to speak to people, how to be confident, and a lot of stuff. And apart from that, she also asked us to look for more stuff to do. So right now, I'm trying to do sign language. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, she has given a true testimony. Even I had to delay a bit to wonder. You have really done a great job to these young ladies. Thank you so much. We have now the final, and that is Vera. Please, Vera, come and share with us your story.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vela Otieno. I'm a third year from MOI University Media Science student, and my mentor has been Madam Judy Kaberia from Capital FM. Unfortunately, she didn't make it. I am very privileged to have joined IWAT Mentorship organization. It has been of great help to me, and I appreciate and I thank everyone. I remember when we started through my mentor Judy, she used to give us assignments, and she encouraged us about being, oh, sorry for that. She encouraged us about being courageous, confident, and having passion towards media, because media is not an easy thing, especially when you are an inferior female who wants to achieve something in life. You have to gain passion and maybe be confident. So I remember some of the assignments she used to give us we used to record videos. We used to record videos of ourselves doing stories. Especially we were measuring on stories about the coronavirus pandemic, and we did several. We were getting trained on our reporting skills and writing scripts, looking for information that is news, and we could do it several times. She rejects, she urges us to send some more, and it was hard, and we managed. I remember this time when we were done with the training of writing scripts, recording videos, reporting, so many things. I went to look for an internship from some organization in the Western region, that was Mumias. It's called Shaidi TV. Yeah, the person who welcomed me there is called Titus. Titus is also one of the former students of MOI University School of Information Science. He trained me. We were doing news stories and writing features for the Nyota TV, if you know that station in the Western region. It was a great opportunity, but then unfortunately, I lost my phone in the early October. My apologies to my mentors, Rachel and Madam Josephine. I went missing for some time, if you can remember. I lost my phone, so I missed a lot on some of the webinar meetings. I was unable to attend, but so far, so good. I gained a lot, and I'm proud to be a journalist. And what I can tell you to the IWAT, please continue encouraging young girls, changing lives, and making us have passion towards our career. That is media. It's wonderful. And to our school administration, thank you. We appreciate our lecturers. At least you gave us the idea of what is done outside there. And our mentors who perfected the ideas are now in the field, now training us. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Yeah, back, let us all appreciate the journey that the girls have gone through. And as we appreciate them, we appreciate those who gave them the opportunity. We realize that each one of us has the potential to do something. All we need is opportunity. And this opportunity does not just drop from nowhere. It comes from those who have been there. Are we willing to journey with those whom we want to inspire? That is through mentorship and giving hope. So to IWAD, that is International Association of Women in Radio and Television, Kenya chapter, and the US Embassy, again, I say thank you so much. There is nothing gratifying like giving hope to somebody. There is nothing fulfilling like a person testifying that they could not initially do something, but because of your help, they are able to do something. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. for what you have been to these ladies, and to the university management, to the school management, to the department, to everybody who is here. Thank you very much. I think the program continues. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sister Nabushao. Let us appreciate Sister and the girls. Isn't it beautiful to hear those testimonies? There's nothing as powerful as a testimony. You've heard it from their mouths. I think maybe they were even pressed for time. I think from the reports we read, there's much more that they did. But most important has been the dedication and determination by the girls themselves. All those who have told you they've earned any salary, it's been out of their own initiative. All we do is give the opportunity, give the link, and they're able to follow up. So even the incoming mentees know that it is your own initiative that matters. It is your drive. It is like taking a cow to the river. They say you'll take it to the river, but you can't force it to drink. It has to drink the water itself. So just to also, like we said from the onset, we are more. We are 14 mentors, but only 4 are here with us. Just to also hear a few comments from the mentors who have been working with these ladies. Also for the information of the university, every mentor was dealing with 4 girls, 1 from each of the universities. They kind of developed even other families, families of 4. So they have friends from the other universities. They were able to work together as teams, but the mentors were able to also detect those that want to be a one-on-one, to be followed up one-on-one, and took that journey with them. So we'll just mentees the certificates. We really appreciate your patience, DVC. We are sure the next ceremony will not take more than 30 minutes, maybe actually even 10 minutes. So Florence Gishoya, action of yourself, especially for the mentees and the lecturers who came in late.
Do you have space? Yeah, you can come and do it here. You know the one for coconut?
No.
Or anyone who's done the one for the word copy? Now we have to do it fast.
Okay, faster. Okay.
1, 2, go. C-O-C-O-N. Some of you are not sure of the spelling, but it's okay. Okay, I'll be very brief. My name is Florence Gishoya, and I've been practicing journalist for the past 10 years. And the main reason why I want to share is that I loved listening to the testimonies of all the girls. Not only my mentee, Cynthia, but each and every one of you. Your success makes me so proud. You know the way in a village, and there's one person who graduates, and then you feel it's like a degree for the whole village. That's how I feel. And I want to encourage you because with COVID, my experience with COVID, I hope I'm clear. I don't want to remove my mask. My experience with COVID is that it disrupted the media industry as we know it. Many people lost jobs. Some got very punitive pay cuts, and I mean pay cuts where you don't even know how to budget for that amount. And those were the ones who had not lost jobs. Some of them had to really downscale. Some offices were closed. And I want you to know that the experience was not unique to Kenya. It was, when I was sharing in the other graduation for my Saimara, I had some numbers. And these numbers are so brief because they were done in July and June last year. So I can only imagine the numbers by end of the year. Like Kenya, 600 journalists were fired. And when we talk of fired, we are talking of full-time journalists. We are not talking of the freelancers and the correspondents, because everyone here is aware of the people who report from Mashinani. Some media houses don't count those ones as full-time employees. So many of them lost jobs. In the UK, more than 11,000 newsroom jobs just went like that. In the US, over 36,000. And I'm talking of by July. So what does that tell us? As you're graduating, not just today, but of course as you look forward to graduate for your degree, maybe you're looking forward to working for these media houses. I'm happy to hear from the mentees who have learned that media is so diverse. You can employ yourself. Your skill is your currency. However, the solution to this is that you have to be good at what you do. I love the lady, is it Margaret? Yeah, Margaret, you said that you want to be a photojournalist. And I'll connect to what Rachel, believe you me, I had written that example of the cow in my notes. Trust you me. You have to believe in yourself. You know, you can have a postgraduate degree from Colombia, you can have the best degrees from the universities in Kenya, but if you don't believe in yourself, you will not be able to do anything. So just take one thing. Media is so diverse. If it's photography, be good at it. Don't wait until you get a 50,000 Kenya shillings camera. Use your phone. Just take photos, and then you look at the resources online. Look at YouTube. Look at how those photographers share their pictures. Go to like Reuters, their website. See how they take photos, and then you keep comparing yourself. Go to National Geographic magazine online. See how those images are, and then you compare yourself. Eldoret is beautiful. There's a lot of nature. So make sure you pick one thing, and that's my challenge to all the mentees. Pick one thing. If it is writing, if it's social media, and be good at it. And another thing is, you have to be consistent. If you're going to be writing stories, whether it is about women, whether it's about environment, whether it's about, like myself, I do digital media on conservation. I never thought I would know so much about our wildlife and conservation. There's so much as journalists you can write about. If it's about maybe business reporting, you follow the financial journals and see how are those journalists reporting. Be consistent. Whether the story gets published or not, keep writing. And another thing that I wanted to encourage you is that adapt technology. I know we may, okay, I'm not old school. I've refused to be old school. You have to adapt. It's a new world. You have to be online. If you're not on social media and you're a mentee, consider yourself, you have to open an account at least today. We have media houses who even have social media editors. And how can you be a social media editor? Is it from your degree? It's from what you've been doing, you know? People go and see how you do live tweeting, how you curate your tweets, how they do the analytics. So you have to practice what you do. So adapt technology. And also one thing media research has shown is that before, as Prof was sharing the way, and even Eric was sharing, how in the 80s, it was the media that was informing, whether twice a day or thrice a day. Right now, it is the readers who go to that content. So that content has to be ready before the readers come to you. And we have seen, with the pandemic, digital media like Vox, their readership has gone high with pandemic. So as others are scaling down, their content is going up, because now readers are able to choose, this is what I want to read and this is what is beneficial for me. So my thing is, if you forget everything I've said, choose one thing and be consistent, and all will be well with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Nishoya. Yes, Florence has been very consistent with digital media and has been very helpful across board. One thing that we do in the mentorship, we assign a mentor, the mentees, but we also allow them to cross, like you heard from them. We allow them to talk to any of the mentors, because you also identify their strengths, and if you feel that's where your strength is, you are free to cross over. For example, you might have a mentor, like you had one talk about the good writer, who was that, who consulted Lucy, Omayo. Yeah, that she's a very good writer, but she wanted Swahili. Her mentor, Carol Wafula, doesn't major in Swahili, so she's guided on writing, but she crosses over to Lucy Kilalo, who is our Swahili expert, to get the language right. So that has been very helpful. Madam Mercy, you are next, please. Also pleased to know that these girls have been very proactive. For your information, We are here, all the coordination on the ground, being in this hotel, identifying this hotel. I'm sure this, you also know that even the hotel is not officially opened. But whoever has been running around and doing the logistics on the ground has been one of our mentees, Neema. Let's appreciate her.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please allow me to remove my mask. I'm well social distanced. So my name is Mercy Njoroge. I work at Nation Media Group, but I work at the Daily Nation as a gender sub-editor. So today, I want to read something small I wrote in the morning, and I woke up very early. I think I was just inspired to write something. So, the wise women once said, if wishes were horses, beggars would ride. So today, I want to make a wish. I wish I was Maggie Malombe, who is my mentee. I wish I was L. Omaya. I wish I was D. Mugalo. I wish I was B. Waindi. I wish I was E. Chege. And I still wish I was M. Machofi. I wish I was O. Lensa. And I wish I was N. Mujesia. I wish I was A. Ainga. And I wish I was O. Vela. All those are our mentees. And why do I say this? Most of us women, journalists, when we joined the profession, we had no one to hold our hands. But for you young, ambitious, and promising women, have had a chance to walk the journey of your careers with veteran female journalists for the last 12 months. It's quite a long time. So these are not just any women in the media. They are the cream de la cream of the industry. And I'm talking about Josephine Karani. She's in the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit. It's no mean feat. I'm talking about Rachel Nakitare. She's the first Kenyan journalist to interview former US President Barack Obama. I think I'm accurate on that. I'm also speaking about Josephine Oreta. She's in KBC. She has a wealth of journalistic experience. Lucy Kilalo from Nation Media Group with over 15 years of experience in journalism. Florence Gishoya, who just spoke before me. She's a communication and media expert. Myself, I'm a gender expert in the media with some few years of experience, roughly slightly over 10 years. So when I say that you've had a chance to work with women who are the cream de la cream in the industry, I mean exactly that. We have had the privilege to work with Judy Kaberia. She's a multi-award winning journalist. Cecilia Mwende, she's in KBC, but she's a digital security expert. We have Judida Andai, she's in Citizen, you all know her. Caroline Wafula, she's in Nation Media Group, and she's the Nyanza Bureau Chief. Zeda Radido, she's in KTN, and we also have Ruth Kadide. So all these women, it's a wealth of information. If you cumulatively put the years they've had in experience, I think it's over 100 years of experience. So you ladies are really lucky to have us to work with you. So, our young sisters, you are standing on the shoulders of giants. So for those of you who made the best of this opportunity, well done. But for those of you who may have slackened just a little bit, all is not lost. Why am I saying this? Because mentorship is a lifelong journey. You still have us, and we still have you. So this is just the beginning. As I conclude, COVID-19 has taught us many things. In 2019, one politician, and I'll not mention names, said, nobody can stop reggae. But little did they know that 2020 was just a few months to come. And then COVID-19 happened. And then reggae was abruptly stopped. Why did it happen? Number one, because they lacked the creativity and they were not prepared to take on the new normal to continue with the reggae. But for us, the pandemic has taught us that we have to adjust, and that is where this mentorship program continued, and we adjusted and virtually conducted the sessions. We communicated, nothing stopped, and we have successfully completed this program today. I have learned resilience, and that is why we are all here purposefully living our lives. So to our graduates today, congratulations, you have made us proud. All the very best, and thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mercy. We call her Mama Zuri sometimes because the reason her mentee said they're meeting for the first time, when we were launching in Manzoni, she was not there. We were welcoming Baby Zuri. So I'm sure the professors must be thinking, so where was this mentor when they were meeting? That is the reason she was not there. But thank you very much. Actually, she underscores a very important point that the program has continued, and about adaptability, that you should always think on your feet and you should be able to anticipate and move with the changes that come, you know. Whatever comes, you should never be caught. We should never be thrown off and not have a solution. As journalists, think on your feet and always think, so okay, if this road is blocked, how do we get there? It is very, very important. Our next speaker is Madam Lucy Kilalo. Karibu Lucy. Labda tuchangamshe na lugha ya taifa, ama what do you think? At least hata asalamu peke yake. Karibu.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Okay, as I said earlier, my name is Lucy Kilalo. I am a journalist. I still prefer being a journalist than being an editor because I love being out in the field to report on developmental issues and issues generally affecting society. But a lot has been said today, so I will direct mine to our mentees that even with the COVID-19 pandemic, we must all remain optimistic because now more than ever, we are being pushed to embrace the digital shift. Most media houses dilly-dallied in putting up structures for this. But then with Corona, we really have no choice but to embrace the new normal. So as they say, every dark cloud has a silver lining in it. So many of us need to be creative enough and find our space in the digital space by establishing our own media outfits. But even as we do this, we must observe the basic principles of journalism and be aware of the misinformation and disinformation going around. Therefore, as we undertake our assignment, we must purpose to seek the truth and accuracy, report independently. Remember that you are not sitting brief for anyone in relation to the people you are reporting about. Observe fairness and impartiality, and also be accountable. You must be ready to be accountable for what you are reporting about or you are broadcasting. Lastly, remember that mentorship, just like learning, never ends. And you can always reach out to any of us now that most of you have identified your niche. Nikimalizia, ningependa kusisitiza swala la maadili kwa watoto wetu, kwamba ni jambo la msingi na katika taaluma ya wanahabari lazima mzingatie hilo, kwa sababu you will dine with the high and mighty. But if you do not understand at the back of your mind that this is just but a passing cloud, utajipata umejichanganya. Kwa hivyo lazima ukumbuke kwamba uko kazi na kuweka masuala mengine kando. Kwa hivyo maadili ni jambo la kimsingi, ethics, kwamba unalizingatia ukiwa kazini na litakusaidia pia katika maisha yako ya sasa na ya baadaye. Asanteni.
Thank you, Madam Lucy. She has confirmed to us that she's the Swahili editor, sio? Naona vile ana flow, eh? She doesn't pause. I can't even try to do that because I'll just bite my lips, eh? But thank you very much. Last but not least, in our line of mentors is Madam Josephine Wareta, who is based in Kisumu. Like you've heard, we have mentors actually across the country. Madam Ruth is based in Mombasa. Madam Wareta and Caro are based in Kisumu. Most of the others are based in Nairobi. Karibu, Josephine.
Good afternoon once again. Yeah, as Rachel has said, my name is Josephine Wareta. I work for KBC based in Kisumu, covering this region. I'm just excited, you know, just hearing what the mentees are saying. I'm so happy that I was part and parcel of this success. And what my mind went to is, because a lot has been said about the whole project, the whole program, the whole activity, my mind stuck on one thing: the power of network. The days of scooping and being the first to announce is gone. And the power of network is what has produced all this. And my mind went back to, how did IWAT start? And I remembered Rachel and Karani went for a meeting in Uganda, and some of us were not there. But because they knew the power of network and the beauty of involvement, they came and got all of us involved and all of us engaged. We didn't even dream such an activity would occur. When Sister started talking, she talked about the power of network. It was through Joseph that an SMS occurred and a phone call came, and now we are here celebrating these beautiful faces for all that they've done. Through the network, IWAT posting opportunities online, some of these beautiful faces got connected to opportunities and activities. And like Beryl said, she had never seen the amount of money she was given. She didn't disclose, but she's still shocked that she could handle such an amount. You know, it's through the power of network. And through that power of network, I'm sure Lenza has been able to get accurate information, reliable information, dependable information on property ownership. And that is why she's made a stride. And so I would want to encourage all of us, mentees, the incoming, the outgoing, it is not over. The entire life is full of network. And it's through that network that you're going to succeed. Through this network, we have met the administration of MOI University, and we are relating. Through the network, you will get information about the stories you want to write. Is it that good photo? Is it that good story? Is it that good resource person, the best source of the information you want? So I would want to encourage all of us to really uphold the value of network. A lot has been said. Outgoing mentees, you're graduating today. It's not the end. By the way, it is the beginning. Right now, we were holding your hands, isn't it? Tomorrow, you're getting into those institutions to do your work as much as holding somebody else's hand. So the challenge is just beginning. But I'm so proud of you because I can see people who are resilient, people who are committed, people who are ready and roaring to get out there and do the best. Please keep us proud. Keep us proud. Keep IWAT's flag flying high. In the incoming, it is that easy. You only need to be committed. You only need to be passionate. You only need to love it. And the rest comes through the networks. God bless you all. Thank you, administration.
Thank you, Madam Wareta, for underscoring the importance of network. Like I think you asked Mr. Watnick a question about opportunities, which he answered. All those opportunities are available on the US website, through our platforms, through your mentors, through Hilda, through Emily. you remember even when she talked to us about the elections, she had all these resources for, links to the resources for us. When I'm now in the book of history as the first Kenyan journalist to interview President Obama. But that came through an opportunity. And it's because I was on one of the programs Mr. Watnick talked about. I was on one of what he called the Fulbright programs. I'm an alumni of the US programs. It was a one-year program. I was attached to the University of Maryland. So I quickly grabbed that opportunity. So it is always looking at the opportunities you have and how to make the best out of those opportunities that you get. Having the certificates that you're going to get today makes you all alumni of the US programs, of the US Embassy. Actually, you are a step, if you went into looking for an opportunity with your colleague who is not on this program, you already have the advantage of being an alumni. Professor talked about the American Corners. Those are resources for you. You walk in with pride. If you're in Nairobi, you register with the library. You walk to the library and read all the books and use the computer if you don't have, whatever resources are there because you are an alumni. So take advantage. But nobody is going to call out and say, now you come, there's this opportunity at the US Embassy that you need to fill in. No, you must go for it. The opportunities are there. They are posted for you. You must take initiative in applying for them. So let me take this opportunity to once again congratulate all of you. Thank the US Embassy or the US government through the US Embassy for the support for this program that started 3 years ago, and we can only continue to grow. We were just talking yesterday and saying by next year we'll be talking about 100 girls who will have benefited from this program. So this is no mean achievement. So I would like to ask the DVC professor to kindly come forward. Our Kenya chairperson, Josephine. Sister, I think you should stay on the flanks. Please come to the fore so that we can present the certificates to the girls. It's random, no particular order. Don't think whoever was called first was number one. No, it's just they're just there. I think you go to the other side. Just wait. So I'll give you the certificate and then you'll hand it over to Prof to present. Do we move up this? No, because those whatever. Or you can come in. Come to the front if you're pleased. It's okay. It's still at here. Yes, who is the photographer? Please make sure you capture every picture, and let's share them as they come. The other side of Prof. Yeah. Okay. Margaret, the lady will come and stand in the middle. And so Margaret, let's have a long make sure you take a picture. This is an important picture. It's called transfer technique. When somebody sees you with a DVC, you know what they'll be saying. You're powerful. Neema Masitsa Mujesia. Thank you. Elizabeth Jerry Chege. Jerry Chege. Lydia Kwamboka Tomayo. Mary Kamburi Machofi. Diana Mgalo Wafula. Bella Angelo Otieno. Daryl Akinyi Waindi. Lois Lensa Omondi. And Kainga Cynthia Anyango. DVC, we can't thank you enough for allowing Dr. Nabishao to work with us. She has been a wonderful, wonderful person. Like you say, there's no time you'll call her and not find her. She will make those follow-ups with the girl. When you ask her a question about the girl, you think they live in her house. She's been a very, very good chaperone, and we really thank you for the support you've given her. And she's also put us on our feet. She's challenged us. She will give us feedback immediately, what she thinks is not working, what she thinks is working well, and even given us ideas on how to improve the program. We also want to appreciate her participation, and we have a certificate for Dr. Nabishao. Prof, we keep saying that, you see, I've been here. Now, if I don't, I'll also have to come and take a picture with you, because if I don't, next time I tell people I'm going to MOI, and I know the DVC, they let me in, they open the way for me, they know I'm a powerful person. So even these mentors who came here say they are not missing this opportunity to shake your hand. Yes, so they want to receive the certificate from you, and kindly, I request that you present the certificate to our mentors who are here. Lucy Nyasi Kilalo, mentor Lucy Nyasi Kilalo. Mentor Florence Gishoya. Mentor Josephine Wareta. And Mentor Mercy Modoni Njoroge. Thank you very much, Prof. Yes, very good, son. Okay, we are coming to the end of the program. Once again, want to, in a very special way, register our gratitude to the U.S. Embassy for supporting this program, to the Public Affairs Counselor, Mr. Eric Watney, the Press Attaché, Emily Fati, and the Information Officer, Hilda Nakwanga, for the support and even finding time to join our meeting. Want to extend our appreciation to MOI University, To the VC, even if he was not able to join us, we really appreciate that the VC is here with us. And thank you in a special way for finding time to be with us, Professor Ogechi, Professor Wamkoya, Professor Otich, Kuto, Dr. Mbengei, Dr. Nabushao, Dr. Chengorok, and Madam Majanja. I hope I've not left out anyone, but considering that you've been here the whole morning with us, left your busy schedules in the office, shows your commitment to the program, and we really, really appreciate. Pray that we continue working together. Want to appreciate our mentors who traveled all the way to be here. I think Mama Zuri, this is the first time he's leaving Zuri alone for a long time. So Mentor Wareta, Mentor Kilalo, Mentor Florence, Mentor Mercy, we thank you for your time and for your commitment to the program, and all the other mentors who are not here, Mentor Caro, Judy, Jerida, Zeda, Cecilia, and of course our coordinator and the chair of IWAT Kenya, and the technical manager of the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit for hosting us, Madam Josephine Karani. Thank you very much. I'd like to thank our mentees, because without you, this program would not have been possible. We are happy that you have made us proud. You had all the mentors talking about smiling faces. Please, like you've been told, the journey has just begun. You are now qualified mentors. Before we get to the people seated at the back who will be joining, you'll be in the immediate to be able to hold their hands and guide them and walk with them. So you have already been elevated into mentorship, and this you'll be doing almost every day. For the prospective mentees that are coming in, we welcome you. We pray that the journey will be as smooth as this one has been, and that you'll also be able to enjoy, but we'll definitely have our own other ceremony for launching the program once the program takes off. Also like to appreciate the management of Eka Hotel. I think they've hosted as well. The conference has gone well. I'd like to appreciate our young men and women who are the technical team for making the streaming possible, for your dedication, for your information. These are just young people who haven't been out of school for more than 3 years. I think maybe 1 or 2 years. You can see they're already coming together and they're able to perform these duties. It's a challenge to you, our mentees, that next time we need this job done by you. You come together, you get your facilities, you start making your money, instead of waiting to be employed, because this is what entrepreneurship is all about. But Max and team, we thank you very much for your commitment and for the good work. I hope I've not forgotten anybody, and if I have, it's not intentional. But once again, thank you all for making this day possible, making this program possible. We love you, we appreciate you. We invite you now for lunch. I think, pictures first, eh? Okay, we need to do a group picture. Neema, where do we do this picture from? Oh, yes, special thanks to Neema for all the coordination. Neema, thank you very much that you are able to identify a venue for us, to negotiate for us, to play all the logistics. We appreciate. And that is what we do with all the mentees. Don't think why Neema, it's because she had shown that prowess by the work that she did with one of our members over the research. And when we got the report back that she's very good at logistics, we said, let's see what she can do with this. So you all have an opportunity to work with IWAT and to work with all the mentors, We just need to identify your strength, and when something comes up, we'll call upon you. So where do we take the picture? Outside? Out here? Okay, so let's do a group picture out here, and maybe just a few of the pictures, but just allow us to, is the clip ready, Max? Yeah, just allow us 5 minutes of a clip of some of the testimonies. You remember we told you to send testimonies? So if all those who didn't send, you will send next time, but those who did, at least there's a line from each one of us. So let's just play that as Neema looks at a venue. After that, then we can take the picture, and you're all invited for lunch.
program generally has been amazing. I got to meet all these amazing people, share ideas, make new friends. Yeah.
Being a mentee in this program lit some fire in me that I always neglected.
It is through you that have been published, that I've been able to write better stories, and my social media platforms are now better.
In this life, we have to survive by learning every single day.
Through the mentorship, my shyness melted away, and I can comfortably stand in front of the camera and conduct interviews.
Well, I always loved the art of storytelling and hope that one day I'll settle in film. So you can just imagine how lucky I was to be mentored by a film producer.
I would like to thank IWAT for giving me the opportunity as a mentee, and also my mentor with care, who has not only been a mentor to me but also a mother.
The program has really been important. It has really taught me, it has really nurtured me career-wise and also in my interactions.
Okay, I have come to understand how digital media operates, and I'm very grateful. It is something that most of us lack knowledge about.
I am a beneficiary of the IWAT program, and I am so grateful to IWAT Kenya for the opportunity, and more so to my mentors for being there for me.
2020 was a year of blessing in my life because it's the year that I joined the mentorship program. Before the mentorship program, I was blindly pursuing the journalism course and I had no writing skills.
Due to that mentorship, encouragement that you people gave us, thank you so much.
One thing I have learned in IWAT is that you should always have the zeal to pursue whatever you want in life and do it diligently.
I'm privileged to have been part of the IWAT Mentorship 2020. The journey was exciting and fulfilling to me. I found new friends away from home. I networked with people. To me, it was more than a professional interaction.
Thank you, IWAT, because I've seen great women around who have really challenged me to think greater, and that any responsibility given to me I can handle.
I'm grateful to have joined the IWAT mentorship program the year 2020. It has really been a great journey.
Finding myself in a group such as IWAT was very humbling. It has been such a transformative journey because being with women who have been there, done that, who have succeeded in their careers, and who are willing to impart their knowledge, their skills, information, and to give exposure to mentees such as I was not an ordinary thing, and is still not an ordinary thing to come across.
Many gratitude and thanks to all of them, to the organizers, to the one who came up with the idea, to the funders, to the partners. Thank you for thinking and supporting the idea of the IWAT mentorship program because it has really helped us.
I joined the IWAT mentorship program a year ago, and I've always wanted to improve my writing skills and acquire more confidence. And with the help of the IWAT, I managed to also start my own movie blog. I give movie recommendations and I write reviews on the movies to watch. Yeah, and it's still growing.
Despite the challenges, the pandemic, you guys have been so persistent and so resourceful, and I just want to say thank you so much.
Interacting with these great women in the industry has been an eye-opener for me because they've shown us what it is like to be out there in the world and in the industry.
IWAT, you've made a very big impact into my life, not only about my career but also about life in general.
IWAT as a program in itself has been able to help me a lot in terms of meeting great women in the society.
I want to take this opportunity to thank the IWAT program for considering me to be one of the mentees of this program. The mentorship program has been of a good help to me. I remember before this program, I was very much relaxed and was just doing journalism for the sake.
During the pandemic, they still ensured that we were learning.
The Zoom meetings we had were very educative, and I'm really thankful that we had such meetings.
When I met IWAT, I was hopeless and distraught and on the verge of dropping out because of financial difficulties. Beginning from the launch, I was inspired by the many professionals. It made journalism so real for me.
Yeah, it has really been a journey of learning and practicing, and it really knocked me off my feet, just starting from my personality and perception of everything generally as far as my career is concerned. And actually along the way, I was able to practice journalism in real life, and I thank my mentor. She had my back all the way with all the guidance that I needed.
So now, after this, Max and team are going to have the same, like 2-minute interviews with all the mentees. Now done the professional way that we are going to post. But it was important that we begin somewhere, so that you see your mistakes and be able to correct. But what was important here was the message. Walimu, for your information, all this was done by them with their cell phones and sent to us. So it's really, really very, very, very impressive. So let's take some pictures here. Matt, if you can help us with the banners to come to the front, we do a few pictures here, and then we all go to the 4th floor. I'm told there's a good place with some green where we can do the group pictures, and then we go to the dining for lunch. For all the pictures, please have your masks on. The embassy are very, very particular about having the masks on, so don't remove any of for the pictures we're taking, don't remove the masks because we are going to use them. So tuanze na ilikuwa all fit ama hiyo ya group tufanyie nje. Sister and the mentees, you see how important those group pictures are, and then the teachers can join, and then the mentors will join. And then we can go and take the others out.